Fungible idiots, don't you know? Banging our heads to the rhythm of the code. We don't care about dollars or the shiny blade. We're just holding to zero. It's our everything. Round tripping positions, that's how we roll. We won't make a dollar, won't sell a thing. We're the zero holders, our anthem we sing. Zero holders, our anthem we sing. Zero holders, we're the kings of the.
All right, good morning, guys. Hey, be honest, how did that sound? There's no, hey, you never get a rug here. Never, never, never. You're going to get, you may be waiting. You may be holding on to your nuts. Might be a while, too. But I'm never going to rug you, boys. Anyway, good morning. You guys had to, I got it pulled down now, but you guys had to, like, refresh the screen for it to start? Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I listened back to yesterday's show, you know, because people said the intro song sounds like shit. Sounded like shit on Spaces. Definitely did. And then over here, I think it sounded okay. Either way, it sounds like it's a compression issue or a network issue. I got a new network cable coming either way. I think it's in that line. Audio 5 of 5 today. Okay. Rebooted the router this morning. Made sure the cable's plugged in nice and tight. Either way, got to swap out some cables, see if we can get this sorted. You know, those little things make a difference. Takes that production value up a notch, you know? Dude, it's spicy out there, man. It's, I don't like drama. Can I just say that? I don't like drama. And there's a lot of it out there. And I don't know if that's, a sign of where we're at, you know, in this cycle, in the market, if people are just bored. But it just feels bad. I don't like seeing people, I don't know. I don't like the fighting. I don't like that people are feeling like shit. This obviously, for me, starts with decentralized. And all of that expected. I know the team expected that. But, dude, it just keeps continuing. I'm going to try to not... it doesn't matter. It's going to say English. I'm going to not steal your thunder. You guys have a big show on this tomorrow. It's a topic. It's got to be talked about. Dude, I know you're in vacation mode. Feel free to come up and talk, man. It's so much drama. Remember, guys, and let me just reset real quick. As of yesterday, we've got a little new format for this show, right? We're also over on X as a Spaces. You guys can come up and chat and participate in the show here, especially on the weekend. We'll see how it goes during the weekdays. But just a heads up, if you guys do want to come chat at any point during the show, go over to X, hop into the Spaces. For now, though, let me just say, smash the like. It helps a fuck ton. It does push this out there. More people see it. It is time now that we're past that year mark to start pushing this thing and growing it. So any help you guys can give there, man, really appreciate it. But yeah, back to the drama. It's just popping off. Again, it kind of started with decentralized, but there's a different kind of drama now popping up. You know, it actually wasn't decentralized and Kongs that started it. It really was Raktoshi, Casey Rodomore. It was the who founded Ordinals thing that was kind of the start of this bubbling up. We're going to get to that. Again, I think that conversation is escalating here. It certainly did over on X overnight here, and I think tomorrow's going to be it might be a milestone day. You guys, I'll put it up on the screen here when we get to the topic, but you probably want to tune into English's Spaces tomorrow, which is going to be, I think, all about that topic. Maybe English with Leonidas on the show. Is he going to nut up and actually show to this thing? There's a lot of drama there. I'm excited to see it all unfold. Anyway, let's do a little look at the market. We'll talk macro crypto. We'll talk NFTs. And I'll start by saying we got a really, really fun week ahead of us and a consequential week to some degree here. Okay, the fun really starts today. The NFL season, while it kicked off on Thursday, it really gets rocking today with football returning on Sundays. I might be watching it. What I really am looking forward to watching is Polymarket. It's still my favorite thing happening in this space right now. It just is. It's just a really fun, exciting new platform. I like their new bets, these parlays, where you basically are betting that multiple things happen. And all those things do need to happen for you to win on that bet, right? So today we've got Packers, Eagles. If Jalen Hurts scores a touchdown, check. You got 4 or 5 other criteria. Again, if they all proc, all of them, you win. Otherwise, nope. I dig it. I like the new format. I think that's new, by the way, but I like it. It's similar to bingo, and I think separately they have a bingo card kind of thing. Again, I really, really like that. You can still bet on individual games. I don't think it's all of them, by the way. But, dude, if that's your cup of tea, man, get into it. Head over to Polymarket. God, I sound like I'm sponsored by them. I would love to be. But, I really like the platform. Now, later in the week, we have debate number 1. Donald Trump, Kamala Harris. Pretty damn exciting. And, of course, I'll be looking at Polymarket for that. Okay, if you're here in the States, you can't even use Polymarket, guys. You got to throw on a VPN for now. For now, I'm curious if what we're seeing here with a U.S. judge ruling on it's actually a new startup and having a predictions market in politics, if they rule in their favor, I wonder if that opens the door for Polymarket to start offering their product here in the States as well. I'm thinking so. If they have the desire to do that, I wouldn't see why they wouldn't. So keeping my eyes on that. I think that's a pretty important case there. Should be interesting. Also keep my eyes on this, guys. Elon Musk. God damn it, he got me again. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this account and thought it was Elon Musk. I actually thought it was him. Let me scratch that. But I thought Elon Musk was offering to host a debate. They got me. All right, my bad there, guys. Back to Polymarket, though. Interesting little update here about the value of that product. And I'll tell you this, there's been a lot of conversation about product market fit here in this space, as in there is none. Dude, there is none. Almost across the board, there's not. You do have it in Polymarket. Full-on degen gambling. People love it. They eat it up. And you see here from Mickey from Arcadia. Well, he had the opportunity to invest in Polymarket, but we find out it's got a $1.5 billion valuation. I think that is super, super, super spicy. I do like Jonah chiming in here, by the way. Don't know if it's just a little side comment or what. Maybe he's right, but a token imminent? Could Polymarket launch a token, guys? That'd be awesome. I would love to see it. The more tokens, the better here. But I dig it. Man, Polymarket, just the absolute king of this space right now. It really is. And like I said, as people are trying to find this product market fit, there isn't any, guys. It's the degen stuff. It's the shit coining. It's why Pump.Fun has done more revenue than the Ethereum blockchain here in the past 30 days. So never forget what it is we're doing and maybe how we maybe overthink the importance of some of this stuff we're doing here. And actually, guys, to a degree, I think that fits in the conversation we have here shortly. All this drama over in the Bitcoin ecosystem, and it's drama that would be on any chain that matters, to be honest, but a lot of people in their feels about money, all for a thing that really is kind of vapor. It is what it is. Marco, good morning, sir. By the way, GMs to everybody watching, Choina and English and Lemon, and did I miss someone at the top here? Risiak. Good morning to you guys. Hey, always appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. I hope some of you guys come to chat. Like, it's so new. I can't wait to do that. No pressure. No fucking pressure. All right, let's take a look at the crypto markets. Actually, pretty decent considering what the sentiment has been like out there. Bitcoin right now at 54.5, ETH at 2,200, Solana at 130. Actually up in the past 24 hours. This much, guys. By the way, if you're listening on X, this show does stream over on YouTube. It also streams on X over on the NFT LDR account. So if you want to follow along with some visuals, hop over there. So just a heads up about that. All right, looking at the NFT market here. I don't normally do market stuff on weekends, but today definitely am. 9.4 million in cross-chain sales yesterday. Unique sellers down, unique buyers down, transactions down. By the way, that's fucking terrible sales volume. Expected that we go down, that sales volume trends down on the weekends, but 9.4 mil is, again, it's pretty awful. Other than a couple days last week, we haven't seen that in a bit. So just a sign of where we're at here in the markets today. Trade profits, guys, that's awesome. We did actually finish in the positive yesterday. Just 92,000. We'll take it, man. Not complaining. Anything in the positive we'll take. Man, it had been, God, 2.5 months since we had a day in the positive. So again, we'll absolutely take that. English, good stuff, man. Hey, I'll send it to you. Dude, I'll send it to you when we get to that point. That way, if you do want to pop up, you're welcome to. Again, no pressure. It doesn't matter. And I'll certainly be tuning in to your show tomorrow. Actually, shit, I think our show still kind of overlaps. So I'll tune in as best I can In fact, on our afternoon show, I'll probably stream some of your stuff anyways because it's so damn entertaining. All right, one sec. I'm just going to drop you the link again, English. You don't have to join. And we'll be getting to that in a few minutes anyways, too. So we got some time. Anyway, dude, hope your vacation's been fun. I know you've been sending pictures. Looks fucking great. Okay, back to the market here. I'm going to flip over real quick to the weekly view. We have about 12 hours to go, both in this daily period, also in the weekly period. But right now, 72 million in cross-chain sales on the week. Again, about 12 hours to go. Man, we just might beat the prior week. I'm not sure. Last week was 80 mil in those cross-chain sales. Again, we're about 8 mil off right now. I'm not sure. If we have a really decent day today, like a really, really solid day today, we actually will beat that. Otherwise, we're going to be looking at our second week in a row of declining volume. Also, profits heading in the wrong direction there. So there's your NFT macro market update. Peeking at who's moving the market in the past 24 hours, Polkat is number one from Polygon. That's I feel pretty confident saying that's probably just money laundering, guys, so we'll skip that. Guild Guardian Heroes, Luxa Marathoner, CryptoPunks at number 4 with 274,000 in volume. Node Monks are the big story over the past few days, and they're also number 5 on the collection rankings here. And then we have Milady, Sorare, Courtyard, Bitcoin Puppets, and Dogeduki. I don't know about you guys, I'm starting to definitely notice this trend. I'm starting to notice this little trend of Bitcoin collections definitely climbing the collection rankings here. So sensing where the action is going here, guys. Top sales in the past 24 hours. Let's just hit the top sale. It is CryptoPunk 4337 selling for $74,000, guys. I dig it. Now, my other indicator for the NFT space, it's always our CryptoPunks moving, right? But it's also our X copies moving. And man, yesterday, first off, shout out to Andy who got this kicking off, really. He really did. But we saw a whole bunch of Saintless NFTs moving. It's an awesome piece that a lot of us had collected years ago in NFT boxes. A lot of people don't know this, but again, years ago, Xcopy hinted that having that complete collection, there's 3 iterations of this piece, holding all 3 just might get you something else. Now, what that is, we don't know, but could he be doing something like, what is it? Not Wreck Guy. What's the name of that piece? Max Payne. Right now he's got this kind of initiative where you burn Max Paynes, you get some type of Xcopy edition. Is he going to do something similar with Saintless? Well, after that conversation was revived, whole bunch of sales of that specific piece, 1.6 ETH, 1.65, 1.4. A lot of people hoping he pulls a very similar thing off there, and I kind of think he will. So good stuff. Really, really cool piece. I think Henry and I have a couple between us here. I'm not exactly sure, but awesome piece. And honestly, for us, it's just more a memory of that time. For me, my favorite time in this space, the early NFT boxes days, hanging with you guys, getting to meet a whole lot of you. That's kind of where the crew formed. So, man, oh man, good memories there. And then back to CryptoPunks real quick. Again, if you're seeing on X or listening on X, you're not seeing this, but on the screen here, showing that CryptoPunks made an appearance yesterday at College Game Day. If you haven't seen the image, it's fucking great. It really is. But during the live broadcast, somebody's holding up a sign in the background being broadcast on live TV of a CryptoPunk. I love it, dude. It's got a, what is it, the police hat, gold earrings, and it's a sign that says 69 ETH pointing right down at that punk. So, dude, honestly, these things going global. Truthfully, they have been for a while, so pretty cool. Yo, good morning. Good to see ya. Andrew, good morning, sir. Cosmos, always here to rug you, buddy. Always. You can count on that. And then maybe I'll end the little kind of headline updates here. I thought this was cool. It's really cute. I dig it. But we had a wedding in the metaverse, guys. I thought this was really neat. So Cloud White NFT and Axie Lau getting married IRL and actually streaming it online, but also having this ceremony in the Pixels game. Thought it was super cool. I always thought we'd see a lot more of this. Kind of surprised we haven't, but there's got to be a first. There's always got to be a first, and there you have it. Happy married couple now doing the sex. Probably right now. Pretty cool stuff. What's up, NFT Cutie? Good to see you. Do I dare bring us into the topic? Do I dare bring the spice this early? Yeah, I think we have to. Let me spot check. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything else. Tell you what, why don't we hit a quick decentralized update real quick? Let's do that because that's also a hot topic that can kind of feed into this stuff here too. So, You guys already know the decentralized story. We don't need to get deeper in that. I think at the very least, we should just peek at little market update there. Decentralized actually up as of this morning. It was up 20% in the past 24 hours. Right now up just over 15%. Guys, a lot of talk out there of CTOs, a lot of people offering to take it over. I definitely know people have been reaching out. This is per tickle. But people have been reaching out asking if they can acquire that decentralized X account. Really, really cool to see. It's good to see there's still some passion behind it and some people who think they can turn it around. Look, I don't think it'll be easy, even with those 40,000 plus holders there, probably rooting you on. Runes are tricky, man. They're super tricky. But there you have it. Decentralized up. Let's peek over at Untitled 2, which is actually up in the past 24 hours. Good Lord, look at that. As our most big ordinals collections. Love to see that. Node Monks, we had that again. That's what we're getting into here shortly. Where is Untitled? There we go. Yeah, dude, up almost 7% here. Floor at 0.015, about 0.016. Love to see that. Lemon, you thought you'd see more. You've seen the stats. 25% of women find men in crypto attract. Dude, that's way too generous. I don't think it was that, was it? I think it was way worse. I think. Had some honestly good discussions. Hey, if I've been chatting with you in the CyberKongz Discord, just know it's not a fight. It's not an argument. It's just a good chat, and I actually appreciate anybody spending time talking about this stuff that's passionate enough to spend their time talking about it. There was kind of a discussion here about the Kongs didn't have, I don't want to say didn't have the right to do this, but shouldn't have minted anything if they didn't have intentions of sticking it out, of building this, that they maybe misrepresented what their intentions were. I never saw that. I never felt it. I never heard it. All I ever heard with them from the beginning is, dude, we're going to do this thing. We're going to etch a rune. That's it. That was the conversation. I'm telling you, I was there. I heard it all. That was the narrative from the start here, guys. Now, that said, of course they changed. Of course they pivoted. They did end up offering more, the PFP. What got me, as far as what conversation kind of got me, I don't know, a little more ready to debate, I guess I would make the argument that like Larva Labs, I'm not making a direct comparison here, by the way, guys, but like Larva Labs decided, hey, we're going to put some collectibles on the blockchain because. That simple, because it is no different than the CyberKongz or anybody else for that matter deciding they're also going to just do something on chain because they think it's cool, because they think it captures a moment in time. The end. No other strings attached there. Just want to do something fun and cool. And man, got a little pushback on that thought. Trying to compare CryptoPunks or CyberKongz to CryptoPunks. Look, I get it. When you start putting names together, people are going to start getting maybe even more in their feels. But the truth is, who are we, any one of us, to say who can do what on the blockchain and for what reasons? That they have to be, I guess, the reasons that we deem acceptable? I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't get with that. I don't like it. I like what the CyberKongz did. I like how they came in and decided to have fun at their own expense. Again, I think the messaging maybe not awesome at the end. I mean, I think that's fair to say. But it's also fair to say that they did something really, really cool, and I can't wait till the focus just shifts back to that, just focusing on the cool thing they did. And then let's hand the baton, right? Let's see if somebody else can do that CTO and push this token somewhere. Look, if we give a shit about value, and I think we do, I think it's why a lot of people are here. But yeah, let's see if somebody can really drive that stuff. I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome stuff. NFT Cutie showing up on Sunday is WAGMI. Dude, yeah, I'll tell you this, dude. I love showing up Sundays. I don't know. Weekend vibes, I love the weekend shows. They're fun. Yeah, they just feel different. I like the energy. It's been, dude, I think we're definitely over a year now, and it's 7 days a week. WAGMI soccer, brother. Dude, if you weren't there, WAGMI's now like a piece of the lore of this show. And I still don't believe Joe. I don't believe Joe that he knew or didn't know what WAGMI meant. I don't believe that guy. Less and less I believe him about anything. Love you, Joe. Love you, man. Okay, there's your decentralized update. Again, open to anybody coming up and chatting at any point, even as we get to the next topics. If you want to come up and talk decentralized, we'll do that, right? I just want to have a good conversation Sunday morning with you guys. So any topic goes. So, yeah, raise your hand. Request to come up whenever. Actually, okay. I didn't set up decentralized, I guess, the way I wanted to. I did want to show this video, this clip from Coffee Chris, who I like a lot. I really like this guy. So I'm going to do this a little out of order. This is how I wanted to lead that decentralized segment. We'll kick it off at the end. If conversation gets rocking from this, great. Otherwise, just want to check this out, and then we'll move on to the beef, to the fucking spicy topics out there. This is the sentiment out there, guys. Again, a lot of people feeling, I can only describe it as hurt. Like, I think people are like really, really hurt over the decentralized thing. And honestly, they're hurting their wallet, right? That's why there's emotions now. But I'm going to play this and then we'll talk about it. I just, I can't quite get with the take. And I don't like some of the accusations coming out. People saying maybe that the Cyberkongs were maybe being shady, maybe having some holdings. Maybe they were. Maybe that were, and that opens up a whole other conversation of is that okay? Can you hold back some assets to sell them into the market? Is that okay? I don't know. Truthfully, if we get to that part of the conversation, I don't have an answer. I don't know what's right here. This space is fucking nuts.
Decentralized Rune number 2, extremely hyped, came from Cyberkongs, just did something very interesting. And I have some other things I'm going to show you in this video that kind of make the situation even a little bit more complex. So I'm going to give both sides as clear as I possibly can, and of course give my opinion because it's my video and I've been involved with this community since the launch. Matter of fact, many of you don't know this, but they actually did a competition that was a takeover to where if you made a video and titled it a certain way, they were supposed to be distributing their rune to the people who did that, which in my experience, they never followed up on, never interacted.
By the way, I never heard of that. Never. And I'm kind of bummed I missed it, but I didn't realize the Kongs did some kind of like competition or whatever, make content about decentralized, and then you get allocated some of the decentralized rune. I never knew that. I guess, funny, I listened to this yesterday, and as of yesterday, I definitely didn't know. I've slipped on this, 12 hours, whatever. It kind of sounds familiar. It kind of does. That's definitely something I want to ask about. English, that's a really good point, dude. I don't know him, and the stuff I've seen from him I like. English saying, I'm not convinced this guy Chris participates in Web3. He's like a marketing content guy for Pizza Ninjas. That's my understanding. Again, I think I like him. I like the demeanor. I like how he speaks about stuff. But yeah, some of the experience stuff, I don't know. I guess I'm curious to hear more. Yeah, English saying when he watches the content, he feels a little out of touch. I noticed that, guys, when people are full-time in Web3, that means different things for different people, right? You can be full-time in your building, and building actually pulls you out of the trenches, right? If you're building a product and a platform or whatever, dude, you're often one of the most unplugged motherfuckers out there. Honestly, and I know this from experience. I'm happy that I'm a little more plugged in right now, I'm happy I'm more plugged in right now, but over the past, 6, 8, 12 months, it's some of the most unplugged I've ever been because I've been so focused on work, right? So we're saying that if you sense he may be a little out of touch, and I don't know that he is, but sometimes you work your ass off, you just get unplugged. It's just how it goes. All right, let's continue there. I do want to ask Henry. I'll ask him. I'm not going to bug him right now. I know he's still not feeling great with this stuff, but I do want to ask him if they did promise token allocations to people making content if they just never fulfilled that
at all and never cared about. So it looks like centralization was never there to begin with because there's no central entity to give a damn about this. Furthermore, I'm in a group chat at which a lot of people left before this news was even announced, really as of yesterday. So that's a little sketchy in itself because what we're about to talk about, the news, the title of this video and everything, it appears that some people knew that it was coming.
I would guarantee that happened. Again, Chris saying here that I guess it's a group chat, a decentralized group chat. I wasn't aware of this at all. But all of a sudden, kind of like a mass exodus, people leaving that group chat. And it's as if they got like a heads up of what was coming here. Wouldn't be shocked at all. That's just how this stuff works. You see that all the time. In fact, I wonder if somebody's going to scrutinize sales. Of decentralized. Yeah, I don't know. At some point, that's coming to Bitcoin, and it might get messy. Maybe that ties into the conversation later, too. People questioning payments and whatnot. But point here is, yes, I'm very certain that info got out early. I'm sure people traded based off of that, which ain't great. Yeah, what's to say other than, yes, that definitely happened.
They're down 20% for the day, so what happened? So they released...
Draco, okay, this is awesome. That's why I love this show. So Draco's chiming in saying this is wrong. I was part of both of the chats. Draco, what happened? What's that exodus about? Let's see, because I don't know. You know what? I don't know if there's timestamps here exactly. Oh, okay, I can tell you this for sure. The timestamps. Hang on. The timestamps of this thing that he's showing. Okay, this guy's full of shit. I can tell you right now. The timestamps on this chat that he's looking at are from back, I would say, in late August, potentially. Late August, but also there's a timestamp that says Monday. Monday morning. Monday morning, let me look. Monday morning would have been like maybe, if it's this month, September 2nd. They did not decide this that early. This is not true. Him saying it appears that people left because they had insider info that was this early, it's not unrelated. Unrelated. Henry even said up until like just an hour before they weren't exactly sure. They were still debating what exactly to do. So, yeah, this is where you start poking holes and questioning. Again, I'm not like, I like the guy. It's not, no comments about him. It's just, man, I think people really, really get emotional and they start running with their own narratives without knowing details. And again, there are kind of some soft accusations in this too, you'll hear. But again, what we're seeing on the screen here of people leaving this chat, supposedly because they had insider info, not real, not true. That's not what happened here.
Some people knew that it was coming. They're down 20% for the day. So what happened? So they released another manifesto.
Oh, let me fill in a little more detail too, because Draco, again, more details here. Decentralized had an original OG chat. It was super toxic, so they made a new one. That's the exodus we saw there. These guys, and I'll even say myself, we have to be really careful how we talk and report things. There's not a ton of content creators out there. And so when you do make something, when you do put something out there, people see it. People see it, and it only takes hearing it once to run with it. Nobody's going to really follow up. You're setting the narratives out there, so you got to be careful. Yeah, English, I'm learning. I want to see more. I'd love to talk to the guy and do yeah. I just need to see more, I guess. And that's a good, man, great point, English. Just because you make videos doesn't make you a credible pundit. Absolutely right. Again, there's so few content creators. People just see this stuff, and this is just the way people are. They see it online. It is the truth. The end. It doesn't go deeper than that, and that's super unfortunate, but that's absolutely true. Absolutely true. And again, I fall into that category too. I do my best to report things, and I give you, everything's going to have a little bias on it, right? And so that's always a battle, but I have absolutely gotten stuff completely wrong. I've even written articles where after the fact, I'm like, fuck, that wasn't right. Okay, and not intentional, but after the fact, I'm like, oh, I misunderstood it. Darn, and it's already out there. So got to be careful, but especially with something as delicate as this, and again, there are people making accusations. I think this you should be kind of careful with. Then again, it's a dude, maybe on his own personal channel, just sharing his kind of free-flowing kind of thoughts, feels.
Looking document. I got ChatGPT to summarize this up for you, but I'll just talk a little bit about it. Essentially, they're going to send rune number 2, or they already did, to Satoshi Nakamoto's wallet, making it decentralized. While this could work out in the future, currently this is simply releasing their involvement in it, no longer being centralized. And they even use wording that I don't love. Literally down here, it says it was an experiment that led to a timestamp of culture.
Something they always said. I don't want to have him pretending like that was something they made up here on the spot, on the end, to like save face. They always said that. They always said that. Again, this is where being close to the team matters or helps or whatever it is. They always talked about this as a culture play. That was it. Just their timestamp on the blockchain. We were here at this significant event, and let's include everybody. They've always said that. This is not something new to save face at all.
And a lot of the rest of the words are kind of like political, like language, basically trying to make you feel better about the fact that they're backing away from the project. If it wasn't Satoshi's wallet and they didn't spend so much money in the ecosystem, what would you call it if the token or the ordinal or whatever, you spent a lot?
This is interesting. Lemon says experimenting with others' money is kind of wild, though. I wrestle with this. Again, they experimented with their own money. Obviously, we know what comes with that, right? We know people are going to go crazy trading. Who's responsible for that? You know, like, I mean that. Who ultimately is responsible? Should they not do it because you know, some people will get wrecked trading it? And I'm telling you, I don't have an opinion. I don't have a firm stance on this because I go on both sides. You can have the argument that, hey, we created this thing that brought a lot of attention, and it actually ended up bringing a lot of money to certain people. But if you're taking credit for that, do you have to take credit for the other side, which is when some are winning, that means there is always somebody losing. If you're going to take credit for driving money to this group of people, Do you have to own the other side? And I don't know. I wonder if you can get credit, and it stops here at the fact you delivered something that brought attention. And then it's on you guys. Whatever you want to do with it, with that attention, you figure out a way to monetize it. We've just put assets out there that you can play with. And I lean in that camp. I lean in that direction. I think that's all it is. They take credit for putting a thing out there. Everything else, hands off. You guys do what you want with it. And meaning that, literally, if it goes to zero, like the Kongs always said, if it goes to zero, don't give a shit. You guys pump this to Valhalla, great. You do it, don't give a shit. And again, that's always where they lean. So yes, experimenting with an asset that we all happen to spend a lot of money on. Are they at fault for that? Do they have to take any blame for that? I don't think so. And I have to be consistent and hold me to this, guys. I have to carry that through to any other project I talk about. I have to. And it's a mindset you got to get yourself in. English's good point here. They paid multiple six figures for that rune and paid to airdrop it to people. But again, I've definitely heard this narrative of, yeah, well, we drove X amount of dollars to the market. And again, if you're going to take that as a credit, if you're going to give yourself like not a pat on the back, whatever, I'll just say it that way. You maybe have to own the other side too. I don't know. I don't know, but I do feel like it stops at, we made a thing. We made a thing. Our hands are washed of it now. Go play. So I dig it. If Yuga did this, would you be so lenient? Well, they did it, right? They did it with, well, okay, they didn't wash their hands of ApeCoin yet. Is ApeCoin different because they said, oh, you know what? Okay, there's some similarities here. If Yuga said, we're going to build this, this, and this off of ApeCoin, and then they said, we're going to stop. No, nobody would be lenient. We'd kill them over that. We'd kill them over that. The CyberKongs, again, it's the difference here is probably that when they came out and they made the rune, they said, that's it. There is nothing. They only switched that after people asked for something. People wanted a PFP. I mean, people very specifically were saying, I think there's a PFP coming. That was it. We want a PFP. Kong saying, you know what? We'll do a PFP. And then taking it a step further and going, we'll do another batch of PFPs. Right? That's the extent. So there is a similar comparison you can make if Yuga did that. But the Kongs feels like it doesn't feel too big where it's so drastic, you know? So the Kongs, they paid for other people to have money they wouldn't otherwise. But again, if you give credit for that, don't you have to say they also paid money so other people would lose money? Like, again, where does that stop? Where does the responsibility or what you can attribute to Kongs, where does that stop? And again, I think it's literally, I don't think they can take credit for people making money if they're not taking credit for the other side. I'm not firm on this. I just think it's, we made the thing, whatever. Whatever happens next, whatever. So, I don't know. It's a great conversation. Again, if you guys have thoughts on that, come talk, come share, because I don't feel settled about it.
A lot of money on, sends all of the holdings to a random wallet, a burner address. So we'll give you the little TLDR, and then we'll talk a little bit about the decision. So kind of what we talked about today, the rune number 2 was sent to Satoshi Nakamoto's wallet, symbolizing the full decentralization of the project. The team decided that this was the best path, and rune number 2 represents the symbol of provenance and history's Bitcoin. And then talks about the journey and experiment again with runes number 2, leading to a historic timestamp over 1 million spent. They believe Bitcoins and runes will play a crucial role of the future decentralization. Now, I do want to give them one quick benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, definitely give them a benefit. Here's the deal. I'll say this, and we got somebody up on the stage. Kongs get the benefit of the doubt. For me, they always do. And that is also, for me, the benefit of knowing Henry and having been around that team since damn near the beginning, guys. May 2021. I know their character. I know those guys. They're good people. There's no shitty motives here. I don't know if I don't even know if they made money off the thing, and if they did, how I'll feel about it, because I know they're good guys and they put that money to work for people. Who came up on the stage? Let's see. Hover, what's up, bro? Or ma'am?
Hello, my friend. My name is Hover. If I have to say something about myself, I'm an ambassador for Casper. I like crypto, and I thought the space is high quality, so I will just listen to you.
Good shit. Well, welcome. Did you come up to give any thoughts about the CyberKongz decentralized, any of that stuff?
No, but if I hear something that you find interesting, I'll definitely say yes. Come up with a question.
Okay, very cool, very cool. By the way, I think I see Whirly Girl out there. Hello, ma'am. By the way, I'm gonna have to do one of these shows about Pond 0x. That shit's getting wild. I can't wait for that to officially launch, but I still don't get it. I still don't get it. I'm gonna get it, and then I'm gonna share what I know with you guys. I think that's a thing you don't want to miss, to be honest, to be really honest.
I was going to say this regardless of their manifesto, but the team spent over $1 million, actually said that, and hit this to make this work. They did airdrop communities, the token and the ordinal originally, the Prometheans. I got Prometheans, and that itself at peak was worth like 0.09 Bitcoin.
We fucked up, bros. Man, oh man. I definitely got some Prometheans. I won, dude, because of how they airdropped and they gave it to so many existing Ordinals collections, and man, I collected like crazy early on. So I probably got 7 or 8 Prometheans, something like that. And I should have sold them. Should have, but I don't care either. I sold a couple, I think, but should have done more. Rat Artist, GM, sir. Nice to see you back here.
GM, how's it going?
Great, dude, great. Enjoying the weekend. Gonna get into some football later, man. Yeah, doing good. What's good with you?
Yeah, happy Sunday. Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate the same thing I said yesterday. I was just giving it a thought, and as I said, I don't think it is a bad move, but I think it's a bad timed move, and the way they executed it. Just think about this. The only difference, if they asked this, this could have been a marketing move. If they asked the community, should we go decentralized? Should we do this? That would have made a lot of noise in the space, and people would actually turn up to be bullish, like, okay, let's do this. Maybe they would have got majority to vote in the favor of doing it. And then we would have been, much higher than what we are today in terms of the price.
Yeah, dude, it's very possible. Dude, you know what? We're going to learn a lot from this, I think, in the end, just about runes themselves, what they can do, and how people are going to value them. And man, should we even be questioning if runes survive? Do you guys feel confident that runes still survive? I don't think this bear market or whatever we're in now lasts much longer. Shit, I shouldn't call now a bear. It's definitely not. But do runes become that thing we thought they were all going to be? Do you think that still happens? And I guess you'd have to say it kind of matters with dog the most, right?
I think there's a long way to go with all the innovation happening and smart contracts coming in and stuff like that. I think runes will play a very, very big role, just like any other token on ETH.
Yeah, good point. Good point. By the way, did you get Prometheans? I can't remember. I think you said this yesterday. Or you just got into decentralized on secondary?
No, I had Prometheans. I got decentralized through them. I sold my Prometheans, but even when I sold them at a loss.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Let's finish up this video. It's just a minute to go. I'm trying to remember if he has any other points. I think it was about like team allocation stuff. So I'm curious about that.
Then that Prometheans translated to an airdrop, and that airdrop was worth a couple $1,000s. And they did all of this for free. They spent like $500,000 to get the rune number 2 etched. So giving them the benefit of the doubt on all that, that's great. And should you have expectations of something that you got for free? Probably not. Do I think that this is going to turn out good in the end? I honestly don't know. I think a lot of Bitcoin people will like the decentralization aspect of it, and you can kind of run with that narrative, and it might be a good buying opportunity if runes do thrive in the future. However, being somebody who was personally in the community for a long time and has felt like complete reject of the project, because it was a project, you did etch it, you did attach your name to it. It feels a little unsettling, making videos, responding to the community, being on these group chats, and just seeing the level of disassociation from this project the entire time, despite saying like build, heads down, building, blah, blah, all these things. We got some free stuff. A lot of people made a lot of money. A lot of people lost a little money. I don't know. I'm a little bummed about it. I'm still a holder. Let me know what you think down below.
Is he calling out the we're building thing? Man, he of all people, it depends how close he is with Pizza Ninjas, but man, I hope these people understand how much time and how much effort and how slow things really do move behind the scenes. Because again, knowing those guys, I know how much work goes in. It's all they're doing. There's not a second during the day that I'm talking to Henry where he's not in the middle of something, and it's usually big stuff, and it's usually stuff that the community's not going to see usually. But to keep something like that running, even if you think something like, even if you think just like kind of PFPs on different ecosystems doesn't take much time, it does. It does. Because just the minting and all that, that's the culmination of all that work. But man, the partnerships, you see the Adidas thing from a couple weeks ago? That doesn't happen fast. That's a whole freaking process. And there's so much I think that's coming from those guys still. But yeah, I hope he's not making a comment about their building and then that's kind of all they delivered. That was literally just a little fun side project. I think I made the comparison like if you got a favorite band and, you know, the singer or guitar player or drummer, whoever's got a little side project, that's all that was, honestly. Decentralized was a little side project that was Henry and I think a couple of the other guys. Like, we just want to do something really fucking cool over there. And they did it. Again, you're not going to get me questioning the exit. I still don't think it was, like, done well or maybe even the right way to do it. But aside from that, I like it. Yeah, good point, English. Yeah, Veritas, I'm with you there. I think everything's been said about the thing. No RIP though, Kongs. I think they got a very bright future. Hey, maybe not in Bitcoin anymore, although I think this will turn out really well for them in the long run, or at least holders, right? I do. I think this will actually work out okay. Bright future over on the Ronin ecosystem, that's for sure. So excited to see what they do now. Man, just Bitcoin right now is a fucking cesspool. It's a cesspool, dude. It's awful. It feels bad. And so the appropriate intro for our next topic, I legit can't wait for this show. Oh, it's going to be spicy. English, good things. Who's your other co-host? I'm trying to remember. Who's English's other co-host? I'm so bad with names. Good things, English. Ah, shit, I'm not going to remember. Dude, that drives me nuts. I got to remember the name. Whatever. No disrespect to your other co-host. He's great. He's great. I just can't. Literally, my brain doesn't work anymore. Musty, what's up? Good morning. Polymath. There you go. Thank you, man.
Morning, bro. What's good?
How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I guess the decentralized thing is pretty, everything's set or whatever. So do you think, like, so you're talking about the Adidas thing that Kongs did. I have no fucking clue what Kongs did, and nobody that I know has any fucking clue what Kongs did with Adidas. And I was saying this yesterday, like, nobody really cares about Kongs. But I feel like even though, like, you know, like any press is good press type shit, I feel like Kongs are on people's head now because of this decentralized thing. Do you feel like there's anything they can or that you would want to see them to do, like on the ETH side with the OG collections, to like bring light back to that? Because I feel like ETH is at such like things on ETH are at such like a lull and dead point that you can just like do some cool shit. Like, I guess the Adidas thing is cool, but again, I don't know, you know, exactly what they did, but you know, maybe just a way to like bring light back to, you know, CyberCons, the OG collection, and I don't know, just do something dope.
Well, you know what? I'm trying to find a tweet real quick. I don't think so. I don't. Like, I really don't. And I want there to be a way to revive this stuff. But I'll tell you this. I don't think okay, while I like everything the Kongs have done as far as I like collectibles. Like, I just like collectibles a lot. So I like all the different PFPs and I like being on all these chains. But I also just don't love, like, PFP after PFP after PFP. I don't love that. So with that said, something that brings light or life back to the east side, I'm not sure, because I more agree with Beanie here. Like, I've had these conversations with Henry as far as like when their price was tanking over the past couple of years and a lot of the other collections, you know, they weren't. I'm like, just give it time. It's all going to catch up. All this stuff is still way too expensive. And I still stand by that. I really do. Beanie's tweet here, I got this up on the video side, but legacy NFTs with no imminent airdrop expectations are all pretty much walking dead at this point. Bubble popped a few years ago. Sure, there's up and downs along the way, but anybody buying now may feel smart for a moment, but it's limely, I think he means likely a losing bet. I mean, that's kind of where I stand with most of this stuff. I really do. It's like, I don't care what project you are. I don't think there's really any way to bring good hype back. I mean, look at something like Doodles, who actually are doing something really cool. who I think are trying to kind of, innovate. They're trying to actually do something with NFTs. And it's like, it moves the needle a little, but does it get people hyped again? Or it doesn't. I just think this space has fundamentally changed in a good way, right? People are very slowly starting to realize what NFTs are, and maybe more accurately starting to realize what NFTs are not. As of right now, they're not some world-changing thing, and it's hard to get excited about something that you can't speculate as if it were a world-changing thing. That's what people liked, is just thinking you had the next Disney, brewing right in front of your face. But hey, maybe Doodles actually is that. We'll see.
I guess maybe outside of just price, right? Like, because clearly, like, everybody knows Kongs made a shitload of money back in the day, right? They also made people a shitload of money, right? And they just did decentralized. They clearly have a massive war chest if they can just spend $1.5 million or whatever it was and then just say fuck it a few months later.
No, dude, you might be shocked there. Actually, I think a lot of people don't know this. I think they'd be shocked at how little the Kongs actually have made. Reason being, most of their collections were free. Like, believe it or not, and I'll have to do a little digging to actually get the price points. I wouldn't be shocked if the Kongs made just a few million, which is a lot, by the way, but a few million off their mints. Like, Jenny Kongs were tiny collection, right, and very cheap, and babies were, I think, were babies free? All these collections, it always shocks me when I learn the price. I'm like, oh my God, these guys never had an actual crazy mint where they made a fortune. VX was maybe the first time, but even that, I think half the collection was free. So it's just a misconception out there about the money.
Yeah, maybe it's not massive. But I mean, back then was also royalties. Those things were trading for exorbitant amount of money. So, I don't actually know what they made, but, I'm going to guess that they have plenty of money if they can just, again, spend $1.5 million on something and then they say, fuck it a few weeks later, right?
Well, let me just add in there too. I want you to get your point. Yeah. Usually when the Kongs do things like that, usually it's not even coming from the team directly. It comes from Coco Bear. And I don't know if that's exactly what happened with this mint. I would guess it is, but like Coco, Giga Whale, he usually does that. Like, he always gives. People don't know Coco is giving and giving and giving millions of dollars. I have a feeling that it was maybe another Coco gift. I don't know for sure, but anyway, I'll stop interrupting you.
No, you're good. Yeah. I mean, I don't have like a real point, but I just wonder, like, it's just because outside of price, right? Like, price, like, I agree with the beanie thing, and it's kind of obvious, right? Like, if Doodles was doing what they were doing a year and a half ago, maybe even 8 months ago, Floor would have pumped to 3 ETH or some shit before it crashed again, right? And whatever, prices are whatever, and kind of irrelevant unless you're a top buyer and you lost a shitload of money. But I mean, I don't know. I just feel like if you have money, you can just do some dope shit on your like home collection, right? Yeah. Like, everybody knows Kongs for being on ETH, and I don't know exactly what that is, and that's why. I'm not a genius, and that's why I'll never fucking start a project, because then you get into holes like this. But I just feel like they can just, like, I don't know, pay homage to their own collection or what they did or to the space, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what I mean. But
no,
yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. It's like, bring the hype back to the OG shit. Do something. But it's like, then I start getting to do something cool. I don't even know what's cool that you could do. I can't even think of what you can do when, I mean, still all that matters is, are people going to make money off of it? Like, I think that's the only thing that's cool.
No, I don't think so. I mean, that's past, right? Like, for something like Doodles, like, I bought my Doodle knowing damn well that when I bought my Doodle, I pissed 2 ETH down the drain, right? I already considered that shit burned in a fire. Yep. And I think a lot of people that buy Doodles consider it the same thing, right? Unless they're Moon Boy Maxis, which if you are, like, I don't know what you're doing here. But, I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, just bring, even get people to buy some babies, or maybe just get, like, some chatter on the timeline. Like, you see Azuki Penguins and all these other shit all over the place, and I know they took a different route and had a different path. But I mean, I don't know. The Kongs are just so OG. Everybody knows of them, but nobody fucking cares about them.
Yeah,
and
dude.
I feel like it's almost a disservice.
I've always like, man, not butted heads, but I've always wished that the Kongs, again, instead of just branching out and saying hey, we're just the quiet, grungy builders. Like, I get it, I respect it, but at some point, if you stick to that as the narrative, it's like you're saying, people are going to forget about you. I don't think people necessarily give a shit about that. People, like, there's a respect people have for it, but beyond that, you kind of fade away, and that starts happening with them. And clearly it's happened. Like, as you said, people don't really know. I know exactly what that's like with Crypto Slam. It's a very similar thing. Very early on, everybody knew what Crypto Slam was. Everybody was familiar. And these days, I talk to so many people who've never even heard of it. Same thing, because we're like, whoa, hey, we're just quiet behind the scenes building. And that doesn't help. That doesn't help you, get exposure. Doesn't help people actually see what you're doing and actually want to be a part of what you're doing. So, man, there's this whole other side to all this stuff, the marketing side, really. And not everybody has that magic touch there. And I feel like they've always been maybe missing that. Maybe. But, dude, I don't know what they could do. I just hope they do something. I don't know what it could be on the ETH side, too. I'm not sure at all, especially with, Play and Collect moving over to Ronin. We might have to consider Ronin as an L2, or is it an L2 exactly? But we might have to consider Ronin as, like, the ETH side now. Might sound funny to say, but might have to. Might have to. All right, well, let's get into... By the way, chime in if you got any other points on that, but we'll get into the real spicy topic. Again, this is English's show tomorrow. Veritas, you're funny, bro.
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off there. I just wanted to make a point before we move on. On the bright side, I feel like, what Decentralized did is actually very cool. What they gave to the space is the number 2 rune with the coolest sticker. I just feel the marketing was kind of lacked. That is why they couldn't make this a marketing move. Instead of, it sounded like a bailout move. But now the good part is that we've got Magic Eden. They've already created that infrastructure wherein you can mint in decentralized. We have 40,000 holders. We might have some artists. So anybody down the line can actually, go ahead and launch a collection that can be minted in decentralized, which is still not being done in any other rune. And secondly, if there's any big comeback story to be, it has to be decentralized. Like, it's the best sticker to make a comeback story.
Dude, the opportunity is so ripe. It's like, it would be such a cool story. Everybody would be celebrating it. Like, again, it's because of that base, dude. I mean, everybody would cheer that on. It has a great opportunity. I get why it pumped. I do. I get why it's up 15%. People just for that, like, long shot opportunity at that thing coming back. Oh, man. Dude, if it happens...
Because it is a cool move. I'm not saying I'm not against what they did. I'm just against how they did it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think we got the same position on that. Absolutely agree. Man, I'm rooting for it. I'm hoping that CTO happens. I hope this gets in good hands. I hope they cook with this thing. And I think it's a real possibility it all happens. So we'll see. Any other points over on that?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Okay. Well, then now that does get us to English's Spaces tomorrow. Polymath, good things. Talking about Ordinal's leadership. Man, I looked at that title. I'm like, okay, no biggie. Cool conversation. Until I start scrolling through that thread. I start scrolling through the replies and actually noticing the title of the Spaces itself. It's called the Ordinal's Drama Fest. Okay? So I start scrolling through, and you come upon a specific reply there. Hang on, I might actually have to pull up a separate tab here. All right, hang on. Let me find the exact tweet. Because ultimately you get Leonidas, the man behind Dog, chiming in here. I'm trying to remember if he actually replied to the tweet or if it was a separate thing he fired off. But either way, man, like, literally shots fired. This isn't good. This is not good and healthy for the space. And, man, it's so freaking PvP. I don't know why it's like this, too. Leonidas chiming in, saying, if you want to have an honest discussion about leadership, first, you should be transparent with your followers about the payments you've received from Raktoshi. Yikes. Literally, nobody else is going to bat for him, and people deserve to know why you are. Man, if you guys recall Raktoshi, the founder of Node Monks, the guy who last week came out and said he's the co-founder of Ordinals, right? That Raktoshi. And the same Raktoshi who Casey Rodemore came out and said not the co-founder. He's not. He had, like, no involvement with it, okay? Apparently, I don't know if it's his whole crew. English, you can clarify if you're here or whatever, but, he's replying to good things. Calling out good things, maybe Polymath about why they stick up specifically for Raktoshi when you don't hear a good word about him. So there it is. There's shots fired, and man, it's shots fired right back here. It's other people. It's other people chiming in and taking shots at Leonidas too, dude. It's getting ugly. Holy Duck replied here. No wonder Raktoshi had to raise this much if he has to pay off half the Ordinals ecosystem. And Leonidas saying, you have no idea how much truth there is to this. What's going to come out here, man? What's going to come out? Who's been paid? Who's been paid what? What have they been paid for? I don't even know, and I'll tell you this. When I say I don't know, I truly don't know, As in, I don't know the who's, I don't know the dollar amounts, I don't know anything like that. But if you have been around, if you're around ETH, if you know how there's probably a whole lot of insider deals, can we just call it deals? There's a whole other crew that's playing a whole different game. We talk about this stuff as PvP, and it is for most people, but there's a whole other layer to this stuff that is other people playing with NFTs and projects and stuff with different rules. It's just, that is what it is. Read into that what you want, but it is kind of the way this all works. And with that other game they're playing, there's a whole lot of money and people being paid for all different things. And all of a sudden you have these people then, just like I'm doing, talking cryptically about what's going on. Leonidas saying, hey, you're being a little dishonest, or you're supporting a guy because you made money. Not saying exactly what money, and again, the whys, but certainly insinuating that shady shit. Shady shit. I don't know. Crown Jewel here, and again, I'm reading this off for the people who are listening on Spaces, but Crown Jewel chimed in, sir, you've been honest. This is to Leonidas, by the way. You've been honest about nothing and refused to answer any questions or provide any links about your past grifts. Seems a little hypocritical. Nobody's clean in this space, dudes. Nobody. Leonidas, I like the guy. By the way, I like every single person here. Nobody's perfect. Everybody's doing what they think is right in their best interest. Know that. Know that. It's always PvP, always, but I like everybody here, and I respect everybody's game here. It's a fucking game. Leonidas was the, what is it, like NFT archaeologist? Used to pump the shit out of historical NFT collections. I liked it. I think it's cool. I understood what he was doing. I have no problem with what he's doing. He's got a big old bag of NFTs, and he's going to promote them. I think the only criteria for me is that you are transparent about what you hold if you're going to pump stuff like that. And I don't know if he did. And I'm genuinely saying that. I don't know. I assume people knew. I would hope his wallet's public. But yeah, like he had a whole bunch of these crypto skulls, and he made crypto skulls his whole identity. That's like all he talked about. It was Spaces daily about crypto skulls, pumping, because he had tons of them. Apparently like 500, like lots of them. So I guess it's a little rich, somebody like Leonidas coming and talking to anybody about them doing things because of money. He's definitely done that, at least in my experience, what I've seen. I think he's done that. But again, he's not the only one. It seems like everyone. I'll do my best, guys, to tell you if I'm ever talking about something that I'm involved in, as in, like, have a whitelist for, have a bag of them. And it's why I tell you guys usually. I'm saying usually because there's times I've told you, like, late. But if I'm ever trading, I'm always telling you guys. Like, when I'm buying a stupid shit coin, I tell you. When I'm going to trade in NFTs, I tell you. Hold me to that as best I can. I want to keep you guys very open on anything I'm doing, just for reasons like this. I don't ever want it to come out and say, dude, you talked a lot about this thing, and turns out you got a bag. Again, as best I can. Like, the goal is always to tell you what I'm in. Draco. Remember when you said Ordinals were different and no PvP? True characters show when adversity hits. This isn't different than ETH drama. Did I say that, dude? Did I? If I did, I got to apologize. If I said there was no drama or PvP, I probably did say that. I can hear it in my head. I don't know. That's weird, though, because there's always been PvP in here. I'll tell you this. Early on, no. But it turned shitty real quick, and it kind of all started around this. It kind of all started around Node Monks. That's when stuff started getting really PvP. And it felt bad. So, yeah, I could hear myself saying that. No PvP. It's a legit community, but it did change. It absolutely changed at some point. I can tell you this. It's every bit the kind of drama you see on ETH, and it's every bit the amount of kind of, I don't know, behind-the-scenes shenanigans, but I actually think it's worse. And the reason being, it's more concentrated. It's a smaller ecosystem. So if there were things going on in ETH you didn't like, it's the same here. It's a lot of it. Again, I like it all. I like it all because I understand that it's a game. The end. It really, really is. And I guess this ties into decentralized in a way that, man, I don't look at any of these assets the same way anymore. Not because of decentralized, by the way, just in general. I don't look at any of these as historic, right? I don't look at anything as anything more than that. I look at these all as just, man, everything. Even fungible tokens I look at in this kind of way. It's all just kind of artifacts on a blockchain, and everybody's having a good old time with them. None of it's good or fun, though, when shit's down like this, you know? So try to take it all not very seriously. Try to remind yourself of how, man, worthless all of this was in the bear market. That's the best way to value stuff, by the way, guys. if you're trying to figure out if you're going to buy something, sell something, whatever, just picture the value of it a year from now, a year prior. Picture that fucking bear market and be like, what would this have been worth then? That's how you should value stuff. That's how you should decide if you want in on something. It's it's an interesting space. Anyway, there's more comments here, guys. This gets so much spicier. So we got Leonidas firing shots at that crew. That crew firing right back. And again, the community's all piled in here. Polymath, though, replies, payment for what? Mike didn't even mint, and I think Mike is good whatever his name. Mike didn't even mint. If you want to come up and you're welcome, but we definitely are going to cook your ass. Oh, man. I hope Leonidas joins, by the way. I hope he does. Like, air this shit out, say who's been paid what, and let everybody decide on their own. I think maybe that's the tricky part, though, is nobody knows. Nobody knows when guys are paid. And again, they don't know who paid them and what for specifically. Maybe that all just needs to come out, be public. Polymath also mentioned in 2, Leonidas muted him on stage. So Polymath once on Leonidas' stage, probably challenged him on something, gets muted. I mean, okay, here's a question. To what degree is this like wrestling, right? Like, to what degree is this just like fake pageantry? And I don't know, man. I think there's some of that here, some of it. Anyway, any thoughts on that from any of you guys? And if not, we got a couple other, I think, little headlines here. But this is a spicy story right now. It really is. This is going to be the story tomorrow. It's probably, man, Ordinal's drama is going to be the story of the week until something else major comes. Speaking of which, like, funny timing to insert this here, but we do have a couple major things coming this week. What do we have? We have on Wednesday core CPI readings. We have on Thursday PPI readings, actually. So that's Thursday. And then, guys, a week from Wednesday, so next Wednesday, is interest rate cuts. So we do have some big shit coming. Maybe some of this stuff against CPI later this week. Maybe that'll overshadow some of this drama. Maybe if that's looking good, maybe if inflation looks like it's coming down, markets actually start to cook again. So we'll see. Until that, I don't know. I think Ordinals is the focus, and there's not a lot of good stuff right there. I like that, Marco. Fuck the Cabal. The Cabal is, I was going to say big. It's not. Cabal is small. Cabal is deep. Cabal is the Cabal. It's an interesting space. And
the shit's hilarious, bro. I think drama's kind of whack, but it's actually, somebody made a funny point yesterday that Web3, like, I think a lot of people are addicted to Web3. Like, I was talking to Confusion, and he was saying that they always end up just watching Web3 content at night because, like, TV is so boring, and you could just scroll fucking Twitter and get everything in one.
Dude, that's it. That's it. That's why I think some of this stuff is fake and made up and overblown, because it's just like there's nothing else to do, because those same people are just going to sit here online anyways. So, man, if there's nothing going on, they're going to make something. They're going to make something into a bigger deal. But, dude, yeah, don't underestimate how many people live in this space. I do. I live in this space, and I always have. Like, I think I've said here, like, fucking 20 years ago, I used to just hang out on, like, IRC and ICQ and AOL chat rooms and like, news groups back in the day. Like online communities is where I've always lived. And so point of that is, this is not new. It's completely normal. And these guys aren't taking breaks. This is their life. This is somebody like me. This is just where your free time goes. But then there's a whole lot of drama. And I'll tell you this, actually, I guess it's why I am bullish on NFTs, even though I think there's not really any substance to it. The fact that there are guys like me and a lot of you all now who do live in this space, it's growing. The whole the meme community, right? That silly ass term, it is real. It is real. It's like they're just growing and growing number of people who are just here to hang out online. That's all they're going to do. So there's something to it. There's something to it. And that does drive some money to some of those collections, which is cool. I like that. Veritas, CyberKong's council starts a new rune called Build It Better. I dig it, man. I'm still, just to touch on them again, I'll still support anything they do. There's still respect there. Always will be, I think. So, okay, let me see. I'm thinking if there's anything, checking if there was anything else in that comment, in that thread. Again, so many shots fired. I'm not going to get into all of them. But again, people pointing out Leonidas and some of the shenanigans he was involved in. And again, he was. Oh, shit. You know what? Here's the best one. I should have let off with this. Polymath. Oh, this is so great. Polymath's a gangster, dude. He's savage. Okay, Polymath tweets out for anybody on X. We're looking at an image of a whole bunch of dog, the mascot, right? So the dog with Leonidas on a bull riding on top of the dogs and a giant Bitcoin in the background. Like super self-indulgent. I think it's hilarious and cool. Polymath says, in truth, you would never call me a dick rider to my face. In truth, you're a Twitter warrior, which is fake as fuck. People have FaceTimed me where you're at, and I saw you. I got 4 DMs about your rugs last night on your show. I don't include myself in things that don't pertain me. I don't focus on the negative of you. Shame you focus on the negative of others. Let me get down to where he's knocking him for this picture. Oh, by the way, it says there's no issues with me or... Hang on, let me see if English is wanting to come up. Okay. No English today. But hey, we'll hear from English on his show tomorrow. I mean, again, you don't want to miss that show. Obviously, tune into mine in the afternoon with Henry, but English will be cooking with the boys there. There you go. Okay. Polymath saying, okay, there's no issue with me or good things. Whatever. I'm going to skip that part. You really run around saying dog is free and fair, but you pick the 3 inscriptions. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means at all, actually. I don't know. Get the fuck out of here. Dog is all you. This picture I'm posting came from your page. You riding a bull on top of all the dogs. Yeah, man. Yeah. Dude, nobody's clean. Nobody's clean. Everybody's building their brand, building their following, building their whatever. Again, it sure as hell is entertaining, so we could say that at the very least. Any final words from anybody up here on stage?
Yeah, what you were saying before about we don't know who's paid and who's not. I think it's important for a lot of people to understand that a lot of people at the quote unquote top or even the mid-level are paid shillers. And just don't buy everything you see on the timeline. Like the Cabal thing is somewhat real, somewhat not. But there are a lot of projects, some of them being some of the biggest in the space, that are undisclosed, paying a shitload of people. And I may or may not be one of those people to shill stuff, right? Like, it's just very important to understand this. And, like, your friends will dump on you and, you know, you could rant on that. But, yeah, you know what I mean? You're
doing exactly right. I'm glad you said it. And it's exactly, I think it's something people definitely need to hear. People who are telling you about a project, anybody who's going to chime in with, hey, do you see this thing? Just expect, and again, expect at any level, expect that they're probably, they probably have an incentive to do that. I'm telling you guys, don't underestimate how many people do have that incentive. Don't underestimate it, guys. I'm telling you. It is what it is. Anyway. English about what? By the way, English is saying no one... Oh, okay, about those guys. Okay. About Leonidas accusing Polymath, Goodfellas of being paid. And English is saying nobody's paid. This is completely made up. Which is good to hear. That's the conversation I hope gets aired out tomorrow. Should be spicy. I'll be there. I'll be listening, dude. Again, even if I'm on the afternoon show, which I will be, we'll tune in. We'll hear what's cooking over there. Guys, that's it. We won't do 2 hours today. I don't think there's enough going on, so we're not going to do 2 hours. As this show grows, I'm sure they're going to get a little longer in the morning. We'll see how it goes. Appreciate you guys hanging and tuning in. Okay, last point. I'm going to update you when this show changes. Remember, I've been talking about changes coming to the morning show, right? The space is at the same time as the video show is part of the change. The next change is going to be Inside NFTs that's normally at 8 a.m. Eastern time, moving 1 hour later and moving to SlamX. Again, I've always said I'm going to combine the two shows. So the Inside NFT 15-minute update and the hour chain reactor, those are going to get smushed together. That might be this week. So I'll keep you updated on that. I'll tweet it. I'll put it on my show. I'll mention it live. But that's probably coming this week. So a full hour show on SlamX that will be a spaces like this and the video show. So be on the lookout for that. Guys, have a great day. Touch grass. Enjoy some football. Make some money. Hope it's a good one for you guys. We'll see you.